Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to Morning Watch on this fine day, 5th of January, with me, the Scruff, and the Wild Wonder. Now what we do here is we have a quick look at the economic news, make certain there isn't any spikes or turns in the market you need to be aware of. Now the times we talk about are London times, because I live in the UK, so please be aware of that. And also we're going to have a look at the strength of the Forex market, so you can see which is the strongest and weakest to help you with a watch list. So let's jump into it and see what we've got. Or at least we will do when I switch the computer. Right, there we go. It's her fault. See, she's wandering around with next to no clothes on, so... Yeah, she is.
No.
But let's have a look, see if there's any clothes or anything worth looking at in the news. If you want to look at her, you can. I mean, it's up to you. I look at her all the time. Right. It's early morning. There's been a little bit of news this morning for JPY, etc. That was sort of the very small hours of the morning. Running into Euro news and UK news, which is quite medium. But what you've got to remember is today's Friday, and it's the first Friday back from Christmas holidays. This week's been odd. It's been hard work this week, but it is sort of doable. All right. That will show up in the strength in just a moment. But as we go through the rest of the morning, there's not a lot going on really till this afternoon. You're on a technically based trading this morning, but I'm going to repeat this again. It's Friday. Be careful. Friday's a terrible day to trade. Whatever you're doing, you want to be in and out by midday. And then on the afternoon, you just really, if you're stuck in trades, you want to be adjusting stops for your swings to make certain they're covered across the weekend. And for day trades, you really want to be looking to get out so you're not sweating on them across a weekend. Now, as we go through the morning, there's a huge amount of Euro news. And it ripples and ripples and ripples up till 10 o'clock. And then at 10 o'clock, there'll be a spike. So if you're in Euro dollar, and dollar's something to watch today as well, and I'll show you that in a minute, it can spike. But it'll also spike the CAC, French indices, and also the DAX, the German indices. So be very careful of that. Then all merry hell kicks off at 1:30. Because at 1:30, we've got a lot of Canadian news here. It starts with the unemployment rate. So there'll be a mass spike there. So if you're in the US CAD, be very careful. This runs down into the US data itself coming out at exactly the same time. And there is a mass amount of data coming out. But the one to be careful of is the non-farm payroll. It's non-farm payroll today. It doesn't necessarily turn the markets anymore, but it does half spike them. So if you are in any of the US pairs, you need to be very, very careful at this time. And if you're trading prop, obviously a lot of prop companies don't allow you to trade the news on high impact. This is classed as high impact. You need to be careful. Running on from that, you're running to 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's back to the CAD again. So again, if the US CAD is involved, you're going to have some problems. And then off the back of that, there's the PMI for the dollar. So this afternoon is incredibly volatile. So you've got to be careful, guys. Got to be careful. And then it just peters out. So this morning, it's relatively technical based on most pairs. The euro will spike up. Won't necessarily turn the market, but it will shake it a little bit. But this afternoon, my advice is stay out of the markets, you know, and that's that. So let's drop it into see what the strengths, etc. are, because there has been a bit of a change. And it's here. And the change is the US. The US has rocketed to the top. It has gained a mass amount of strength overnight. It's moved up 5 points. And the JP is still holding low. But what's kind of interesting with it is the JP is starting to not lose as much ground. It's still losing ground, but not as much as it has done. But it's still, well, it's just weak. And the US gained a lot of ground. Now that's made the US JPY quite an interesting market to keep half an eye on, which is highlighted here. It's not the best, but it is buy across the time frames. Okay, and if that's the case, you can trade into that, but then be gone by this afternoon. And personally, I'm just having an easy day today, with it being sort of one non-farm payroll. I've done enough what I need for the week, so I don't really need to do any more. And if I do, it'll be a quick scalp this morning. And then we start back fully on Monday. So I hope that helps, guys. And as always, trade well, keep your risk managed. But above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.